Hey everyone, Bob McCraney with Texas Pride Realty. Wanted to do a quick video on the different styles of brokerages that I see out in the market today. Now, I'm not saying my style is right for everybody. It certainly isn't, and there's a huge variety to choose from. But as a new agent, you should know what the different types of brokerages are. So I break them down into 4 different categories. The first category is the franchise brokerage. Think of a franchise brokerage kind of like a fast food franchise. So you have a burger joint in Plano, a burger joint in Frisco, a burger joint in Carrollton, a burger joint in the Colony. Each of them go by the same name, but they're all independently owned franchises. The franchise helps you learn how to flip burgers their way. They're really good at they have written books about flipping burgers. They've got videos about flipping burgers. It's a burger flipping business. And you can sit at the front desk and, get people coming through the drive-thru and flip the burgers for them, and that's how they work. Now they tend to charge they charge the people working at their fast food joint money for working there. So you pay office fees because they have to pay for the physical office that each of these places have. And a lot of the brokerages have office fees. So if there's an office in each of these cities, the burger place has to pay for that office, and one of the ways they help pay for that is they charge the people making the burgers to be there. So they also, some of them have a situation where if you bring in more people to work at the burger joint, every time they sell a burger, you get their pickle. And then when they bring somebody in, you get their pickle, plus you get the onion off of the other person's burger. And when that third person brings somebody in, you get a sesame seed. So they have a downline where you can, be making little bits of burgers off of everybody else's production. So that's one model. The franchise model works for some people, and that's great. Then I have what I call the big box model. Imagine a big box store like a Walmart or a Home Depot. People who work for these companies are buy into the idea that the brand is bigger than they are. They want to work for these companies because that brand means so much and everybody knows that brand. So imagine when you go into Walmart and you see somebody wearing a blue smock. You, in your mind, think that person knows about tires, ladies wear, floral, lawn and garden. Doesn't matter where you stand. You trust the person in the blue smock. Same thing with Home Depot. You trust the person in the orange apron to be able to tell you about hoses, fertilizer, lumber, power tools. Doesn't matter if you know who that person is. They're wearing the orange apron. They must know what they're doing, right? The orange apron means something. People who work at big box brokerages think that the brand is more important than they are, and what they get with that brand is vital to them, which in my mind makes them very generic. If anybody wearing an orange apron is smart, why do I pick you? And that's always a question, because in my mind, we're not selling houses. We're selling trust. If somebody wants to buy a house and they don't trust me, if I do something that breaks that trust relationship, nothing I say about the house will get through to them. Nothing I say is important if they don't trust me to tell them the truth. So if they trust the brand, that's one thing. If they trust me, that's another. And trusting me makes me not generic. The third type of brokerage that is out there that I see a lot of these days is what I call the gym membership brokerage. This is where you have 400 or 500 or 600 agents all under one broker, and they pay that broker a nominal fee a month, $200, $100, sometimes a little less than $100 a month, to hang their license there, because an agent has to work under a broker. So they pay them a couple $100 a month, and then when they have a transaction, there's no split. They only pay $200 or $300 or $400 per transaction, and they think in their mind they're going to keep all that commission. Well, that only works if you're really doing production. If you look at the stats on these large gym membership style brokerages, only 20% of the people there actually are doing production. The others are simply paying $100 a month for the idea that they could go work out, but they don't ever go in and use the treadmill. Just like a gym membership, trust me, I've been there. Just like a gym membership, you pay the $100 a month because you know what, next month I'm going to go. I'm going to go ride those bicycles. I'm going to go to the yoga class. I'm going to go lift those weights. I'm going to be good and go work out. I'm paying, well, in this case, they're paying $100 a month for the idea that I'm going to sell a house next month. I'm going to advertise. I'm going to get back in the game, and I'm going to be a good realtor. And then they don't. So if you are a broker and you have 500 people paying you $100 a month, that's great. That's income. If they have a transaction, you don't make that much as a broker, but it also opens you up to liability. So it's really not in your best interest as a broker for them to really have a transaction. What's in your best interest is the $100 a month times 500 agents. So my model is different, and I'm not saying mine's better or worse, but how I run it is I do one-on-one mentorship. I do one-on-one training with my agents. We are on a split. Our split right now is 80-20 for brand new agents. If you are a brand new agent, you make 80%, I make 20%. And after you have had 10 transactions in your career, not 10 in a year, 10 in your career, you drop to 90-10 and you stay there. So we don't do an office fee unless you're not producing. If you have not had a transaction in 2 months, then there's a $150 office fee. But we give you 2 months to have your transaction. So hopefully in every 2 months you can have a transaction. That's 6 transactions a year. That should be minimum for somebody who's a successful agent. So we work it differently, and I'd be interested to talk to you about any of these 4 models. Maybe there's a 5th model I haven't thought of. But some of these models might be right for you. Some of them might not. So think about it as you're getting into the industry and you take your first classes. Which one do I want to work with? Do I want to be in a franchise system that has a tried and true method, and you are just one of the many people going through their drive-through and working it? Do you want to be in a situation where the brand you're with gives you, in your mind, credibility, even though you're paying for that credibility? Is that really where you want to be? Do you want to be in a gym membership sort of model where, hey, if you are really producing, that may be good for you. If you're not really producing, just realize you're paying a lot of money for the idea. Or do you want to be in a situation where you're going to get a lot of time and attention? And some people don't want the time and attention. Some people, honestly, when they get into the mentorship situation, they realize, oh my gosh, I really have to kick in. I like being slower. I like doing it my own way, so I'm not going to go for that. So again, I'm not trying to shine my own business up. I'm just trying to give you ideas. So I'd love to talk to you more. My number is 972-754-0582. 972-754-0582. 13% of new agents make it from the first year into the second. Only 13%. My goal is to try to increase that over time to a much higher number. Have a great day.